Hello and welcome back to Hoopers. Even though players mostly led their game to the talking, they also run their mouths every now and then. Did you ever see the time King James tried to copy Michael Jordan only to embarrass himself real bad? Just a few seconds later, it's so embarrassing. But before that, we'll tell you about Paul Pierce's ruthless trash talk directed at the Teague brothers, as well as the time Ben Simmons of all people called someone else trash. Without further ado, let's take a look at NBA hidden chats you surely missed. Athletes such as NBA stars may be held on pedestals, but at the end of the day, they're humans just like the rest of us, so it's only natural for them to express their emotions by talking to their opponents. Sometimes they make some lighthearted jokes, and other times, their conversations are some of the craziest trash talk you'll ever hear. I mean, seriously. Some of the things dudes say make it seem as if they have a personal vendetta against each other. Though, of course, a lot of the trash talk is just to get in your opponent's head, which is what Paul Pierce tried to do with the Teague Bros. When the Nets faced off against Atlanta in April of 2014, Pierce was waiting to be subbed in while Kevin Garnett was shooting free throws. That's when he decided to be a savage and look toward the Teague brothers. Before saying, "Hey, Teague, y'all the ugliest brothers in the league by far." To make things more embarrassing for them, Paul kept repeating, "by far," over and over again. But who got the last laugh? Well, luckily for the Teague Bros, they did because the Hawks won the game. That said, it's still a terrible feeling being trashed on like that. Though it seemed more like Pierce was playing around, but I can't say the same thing about Simmons. The 76ers were down by 14 when they were going against Portland in February of 2019. And when Big Ben shot the free throw, Jusuf Nurkic said, "Hell no." Sure enough, Simmons bickered the shot and got pissed at Nurk as he went up to the big man to share some harsh words. Ben was a solid talent back then, so he felt confident going up to Jusuf and saying, "You talk a lot of shit for being ass." The refs, being the soft dudes that they are, had heard enough and issued double technicals to both men. It's safe to say that Simmons' comments did not age very well because he's been absolute garbage since the 2021 season, while Nurk continues to be a very good player while healthy. But unlike Simmons, KD talking trash actually made sense. Durant's run with the Nets may not have been one to remember, but there were some moments that stood out. One of them came in March of 2022 when Brooklyn was up against the Knicks. Within 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third, he sized up Evan Fournier, went between his legs, and calmly dribbled inside the arc before pulling up for the midi. The Slim Reaper obviously cashed in on the shot with ease thanks to the mismatch. And then he looked forward toward Fournier, pinching his fingers together. And he kept saying, "You're too tiny." That must have hurt. But it's not as if there's only trash talk going on the court. In fact, we often get some wholesome moments as well when players are having a chat with each other, and even those in the crowd. Just look at this exchange between PJ Tucker and KD's mom. In the all-important Game 7 of the 2021 Eastern Conference semis, tensions were running high. And with about 4 minutes left in the third, Tucker fouled Durant really hard, resulting in Kevin's mom yelling at PJ from the sidelines, telling him that they were playing basketball and not football. PJ simply responded by saying, "I love you," to which she replied, "I love you too." You see, KD and Tucker go way back, because they were teammates during their days at Texas, and that allowed them to form an amazing friendship. So he's like a son to Kevin's mom. It's refreshing to see moments like these, and it's even better when players talk back to a random fan. Sort of like LeBron did in 2018. After Kyrie left King James stranded on an island before the 2018 season, the Cavs were a one-man show headed by LeBron. So of course things weren't as easy for James anymore, and when Cleveland was up against Portland, a fan asked LeBron where Irving was at. But the King wasn't gonna let the fan get the last laugh, so he replied, "At your mama's house." And that shut up the Trailblazers fan. Damn, James is even a savage to the fans, but his savagery was at an all-time high against Curry. LeBron turned into Superman in the 2016 finals, doing everything he possibly could to win it all. And in Game 6 of the series, he made a fool out of Steph. The Dubs were down by 13 with a few minutes left in the game. And when Curry tried to cut the lead with a layup, he forgot that King James was right behind him. So LeBron swatted the rock with all his might. mean-mugged Steph and said, "Get that weak-ass shit out of here, man." Sheesh, LeBron has no chill. But luckily for Curry, he got to be on the other side of things against Jaylen Brown. JB still had much to learn during the 2017 season, because he made the mistake of trying to trash talk Steph the Chef Curry in his own yard. The two-time MVP wasn't having any of the disrespect from the young blood. So when he was being guarded by Brown towards the end of the third quarter, he hit him with a sick pump fake before drilling the buzzer-beating three. He then looked right at Jaylen and pointed at him while saying, "I own your ass," 3 times. It's safe to say that JB never messed with Curry like that again. So Steph taught him a lesson in humility, which is what Trae Young did to the Knicks. If you want to see a real-life villain, just look at Trae Young's first-round performance against New York in the 2021 playoffs. Since the Knicks were at home for Game 1, the crowd was being loud and disrespecting the hell out of Young. But Ice Trae didn't let them get under his skin. Instead, he cashed in on the game-winning floater and put up every New York fan in attendance as if that wasn't cold-blooded enough. He looked at the fans and repeatedly said, "It's quiet as fuck in here," before shushing them. Now, trash-talking some fans is one thing, and trash-talking Kobe Bean Bryant is another thing altogether. But King James couldn't have cared less. Miami was up against LA on Christmas Day in 2010, but when the Heat drew the charge on Bryant, both men started jawing. Kobe asked LeBron, "What's up?" To which James replied, "I'm playing basketball, that's all." The Block Mamba then said, "A fucking charge?" This prompted the King to say, "Yeah, are you frustrated?" Kobe kept saying he wasn't, but James was adamant on the fact that Bryant was frustrated. Moments like these perfectly portray how James isn't scared of anyone. But believe it or not, this same guy had one of the goofiest moments in league history. The 2022 season was a disaster for the Lakers because they kept making fools of themselves. But nothing tops what LeBron did against the Pistons. He was at the free throw line and was clearly feeling himself. So he looked over at his opponents and said, "I'ma shoot this with my eyes closed," trying to earn himself an MJ-esque highlight play. Unfortunately for him though, he bricked the hell out of that shot. People clowned on the King like crazy, with some fans saying that the dude needs to learn how to shoot them with his eyes open first. No disrespect to Bron, but he ain't no MJ, so I'm sure he'll never try to do that again. But hey, at least we got a funny moment out of it. The same goes for so many other chats on the court, and even though some of them may result in some coarse words, it's what makes things so much more exciting at the end of the day. Plus, as I said earlier, these guys are human too, so it's only fair that they let their mouths do the talking every now and then. On that note, we'll wrap up today's video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Hoopers, because there'll be more awesome videos coming every week.